Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing good today. So in today's video, I'm super excited actually because CAL Los Angeles, which is a company, it is a very affordable company here in India and you can find their products on Amazon as well. So they reached out to me and they sent me some of their newly launched primers. So I'm going to be sharing these with you guys, talking about the formula, how they look on the skin and everything of that sort. So without further ado, let's get started. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet or if you're new, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I post makeup videos or skincare videos each week. So without further ado, let's get started. Also subscribe and hit on the notification bell as well. Let's get started. So before starting off, I do want to say that CAL actually reached out to me for this video, for this collaboration, and I'm super grateful to them for collaborating with me for this video because I genuinely really love their brand and I already got some lipsticks from their brand previously with my own money. So I'm super excited to be talking about these primers with you guys. So let's start on with the primers now. So they sent me this cute little package. This is like the cutest package ever and this looks so pretty and cute. So here inside they have the primers. Now they are launching two new primers here. It is Insta Beam Illuminating Primer Oil and the next is the Mattifying Primer Base. So as you can see the packaging, I'm going to talk about the packaging now. The packaging is so beautiful. It has the outside box has a very baby pink and black kind of a packaging. It looks like a perfume to me, but yeah, the packaging is very beautiful. And on the inside you get this gorgeous glass bottles, and the glass bottle, as you can see, is very sleek. It has a very beautiful golden cap to it. It looks very high-end. It doesn't look like an affordable brand or a drugstore brand. It definitely looks very high-end to me. So these come with a pump, which I really love. I love anything, any primer or anything that comes in a pump or a tube, and I do not like to when the primer is in a tub kind of a packaging. I really prefer a tube. So this has a pump to it, so which I really love. Honestly, it's very convenient and this is how the packaging looks. It looks very beautiful. So as I said, they launched two new primers. One is for mostly dry skin and one is for I would say oily skin, oily to normal skin, and one is for dry skin, which personally I love the dry skin primer a lot. So let's talk about the formulation. So the formulation of the mattifying primer is like a silicone based primer, just like any other mattifying texture, like that gives you a very smooth looking finish. It has that kind of a texture. It is silicone based. So as you can see, the texture kind of is very smooth, and when it glides onto the skin, it really makes your skin look very smooth, and that is something I really loved about this primer. Although I do have to say I'm not someone who uses a mattifying primer at all. Sometimes I use it in this area whenever I feel like I have a lot of pores and stuff like that. I will use that primer on this area. So I'll quickly tell you what this primer does. What are the claims of the mattifying primer? So as the name suggests, this is actually a mattifying primer, which means that this is just going to mattify your skin. It is not going to let oil come up whenever you are applying any foundation or stuff like that. It is definitely for oily skin, and not only that, it also covers the appearance of pores. So if you have a lot of pores in this area, sometimes when I feel like my pores are so damn visible, I use a mattifying primer base or silicone based primer. So this is when I use that primer, or whenever I see that I have a lot of texture in this area near my cheek. As you can see, totally in this area I do have a lot of texture, so I apply this primer. Now I will show you guys a close-up of how this primer looks on my skin alone. This primer, I haven't used any other primers now. I'm just showing you guys how this primer specifically looks on my skin. So now coming on to the primer oil, which is my favorite. So now the consistency of the primer oil is like a serum and an oil based thing. As you can see in the clip, it has a very tiny bits of shimmer to it. I personally don't mind the shimmer at all. It is micro shimmer. It doesn't show up under your foundation at all. It doesn't even show up alone whenever I put this primer oil. So as you can see, it is such a good product texture. I really love how it glides on my skin. It just makes my skin look so glowy and so dewy. As the name suggests, it is an illuminating primer oil. I do have to say that this is actually a dry oil, which means that it's not just going to sit on top of your skin and make your foundation or your skin look oily. Although we do want to look glowy and dewy, we definitely do not want to go overboard. So this foundation actually, I would say this primer actually doesn't make your skin go overboard, doesn't make your skin too oily, but it definitely gives you that very luminous glow from within, which we all love. So as you can see in the clip, I'm applying the foundation on my skin and it just looks very good. My skin just overall looks so healthy and it is so easy to apply. Although I have to say that if you are someone who just likes to look a little glowy and dewy, you can just alone apply this primer oil and go out. Sometimes I do that, sometimes with my illuminating primers or primers that just makes me look dewy, I will just put on a primer and go out the door. I don't even put on a foundation sometimes whenever I'm using an illuminating primer. So the texture of this primer is very oil-like, and not only that, you can mix this primer actually with your foundation. So if you're mixing that with your foundation also is going to look very dewy and very gloss type. On the skin, it is definitely going to look very good. So as you can see, I am applying the foundation and my foundation sits so beautifully on the skin. My skin just looks very good. Also, I have to say that the primer oil has squalene in it, which you guys know I love squalene so much. I always talk about this oil, this facial oil, and this primer has that. So this primer is actually, the illuminating primer I would say is actually a hybrid between a skincare and makeup. So it is very good, especially I really have been loving this a lot. And as you can see in the clip how beautiful my foundation looks, how beautiful my makeup looks, and I have not applied any highlighter at all over my face. I did not apply any highlighter. It is just the primer oil that is doing the whole glowy thing, and I did not apply any highlighter because I have kind of stopped applying highlighter these days, and I'm loving how my skin just looks naturally dewy and naturally radiant from within. So I will show you a clip of how my skin looks without primer and how my skin looks with primer so that you guys can see the difference clearly. Although I do have to say that both of these primer oils are very fast absorbing, which means that it just quickly absorbs into the skin. It is not something that is going to sit on your skin for a long time. It is going to quickly absorb, and it is very lightweight. So whenever you are applying makeup on top of these primers, it is just going to give you that smooth, flawless look. So the price of these primers here is 1050 rupees, and I do have to say that it is actually worth the money because you are getting 1 fluid ounce of product here, and the packaging and everything just looks stunning. This will look so beautiful sitting on top of your vanity, and not only that, it is actually a very good primer. If you are someone, you definitely do not have to get two. If you are someone who is more of a oily person and has a little bit of pores, you can use the mattifying one. And if you're someone like me with dry skin, you are going to love the illuminating primer oil. I personally, as you guys know, I personally love the illuminating one a lot more, and I really have been loving to mix this with my foundation too, because that way your foundation looks super glossy and it just gives you that amazing glow from within, which I really love. So I really have been loving this, and the product quantity is also a lot, so it's going to last you for a good amount of time. So thank you so much for watching. I will leave all the information about these primers, everything in the description box, and also their link to the website in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Also, if you're new, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell as well, because you'll get notified every time I post a video, which is twice or thrice each week. So yeah, I'll see you all in my next one. Bye bye.